he looked like a street smart dude.
He didn't look dumb.
Yeah, he don't look like him being able to be like, yeah, I already
Let me go to
thought
this
this
deli
out.
right
I'm like,
quick.
that's not shocking. He got an F already.
True.
He trying to go to jail for nobody.
True. I respect that. I just didn't understand why Tasha thought she was gonna get that off so easy. But
that's why it's a panic move. I was like, nah, that's when people about to get in trouble.
nah,
And-
Jude said he felt bad as soon as that wig came off. He was like, damn. He was like, it's over.
I feel like they did that intentionally also.
No,
Because of her little thing with 50 a couple months ago.
but she had beef with him?
With the edges, remember when people was like people was roasting her edges that he started posting it, and then they were like, "Oh, he's being mean to her."
But so they played on it. You're saying?
I think they played on that a little bit.
Well, honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. If to me, that's why I won't do crime with women like that. It sounds sexist, but the moment they wig come off and they gotta take off the eyelashes,
You not with them.
and exactly the moment they gotta do to set it off, Queen Latifah braids, that's when the snitching comes out. That's when it's not. With dudes, it'll be like maybe 5 years in when they getting beat up or whatever. The first day, nah. But women, it be the moment
I
you.
don't know if I could. I feel like girls might hold a dude down way before dudes go hold another dude down. That's what I feel.
Well,
like.
listen, that's
Women
got to be the love
believe
of
in love and all
no,
that
no,
other
that's
shit.
got. I was gonna say that's got to be the love of your life.
Who you commit crimes with?
I mean,
you better be able to commit a crime with a woman that like believes in you.
Nah, bro. You know how many dudes? You know how many dudes?
All right.
You know how many dudes are scamming and.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, no worries, man.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's do mic checks. Just let me know what you have for breakfast. I'll say the color you're at the wire. Yellow.
I had air for breakfast. What is that? Is that what you?
I had an amazing everything bagel with veggie cream cheese, toasted just right.
Oh, you're doing good out here. Is that what it is?
I mean, I had to eat a good breakfast.
Oh, is that what it is?
You
Well,
gotta
this is hot.
You gotta start your week off with a good breakfast. You might end on a trash breakfast, but you gotta at least start with a good breakfast.
I had a banana.
There you go.
That could be a good breakfast.
I love me a good banana. You know, I had to do it. Don't do that. Don't make me that guy.
All right. You guys both sound great. We'll do 10 seconds of silence, and we'll get started.
All right.
Go ahead.
Yo. What's up? Y'all know what it is. Regular Reg.
Talk your shit. Obi in the building.
Man.
What's going on, man?
I'm chilling, man. I'm coming in from this beautiful weather today.
Son. Great way to start the week off, but hey.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. We've been having some pretty good weather, and it was 65 in Antarctica the other day.
Winter 2019.
Yeah.
Shit be kind of lit. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of fucking with it.
I know, right? This global warming thing might not be all it's cracked up to be.
New York going to be Miami in like 6 more years, man.
I give it 3 years, and
we going to be having barbecues in January.
Hell yeah. I mean, you're going to have to wear sunblock, 2,000, but but
hey.
You know what I mean?
We might enjoy it on, to the end.
Yeah, exactly. But to the end. It's mad morbid up until. But speaking of morbid, hate to start off like this, but Kobe, man.
Yeah, man.
Let's talk about it. We had to do it.
Yeah, it's been a while too.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
It's been a while.
I've been avoiding it, honestly. Like I don't want to see things. I don't read articles like all the videos of him and his daughter playing basketball. I don't want to see that stuff. I don't embrace sadness. Like I'm not one of those people that, you know what I mean? Like even if I see stuff like that.
You don't turn the weekend on when you feel a little heartbroken and going through it?
Well, I did, and then I realized it don't make me feel better, so I stopped.
Depressing, son. I'll be like, yo, how you sad and listening to the saddest of music?
Bro, I don't. I be looking at people like, yo, you just how you feeling?
Yeah.
Like, nah, man. It's one of those things that it's like I don't. And it's an issue of mine too. I don't know about you, but I don't give myself time to really grieve. I kind of truck through, and I just feel like just keep moving. And I've been handling this pretty much the same way. Of course, we're talking about Kobe and his daughter passing recently in the helicopter accident. R.I.P. my thought on it was really like, so as a father, I'm I always pride myself on my ability to protect my kids. You know what I mean? I always pride myself on my ability to like go what I'm willing to do to make sure they're good. And I feel like with this situation, what hurt so much was to know that like with me, it's like I know my life. I don't know. I've never really been, not that I'm not afraid of death. I'm not some thug or anything. It's just I don't think about it. If I'm gonna go, I'm gonna go. Like I'm not really. I'm just living until I'm not. So I'm not really considering that. I'd be the type like if something about to happen, if a plane about to crash, I'd be like, fuck, of course. Like that's how I'd see it. But to look at your kid and know that there's nothing you could do about that, like that part to me is really, when I heard that, you know what I mean? That's where I was like, nah, this is a lot. You know. How about you, man? How do you?
Nah, I remember that day. We was actually on the phone, and you told me.
Oh,
And
yeah.
My initial reaction was like, no. Where did you read it? You know, I was asking bad questions, and I just kept on like refreshing my Instagram at that point, and then I saw it, and for about the first hour, I was just like, whoa. Like I dead said, whoa. Probably close to 100 times within the first hour of just like looking. I didn't believe it, and then I got back in my car. I was driving, and I was listening to ESPN radio, and they announced that his daughter was one of the people that passed. And I'm not gonna lie, I started crying there. Like I'm a grown ass man in my car, like just wiping tears away. Like I'm not gonna lie, like that just hit me at that. I was like, oh my, like I don't want to hear nothing no more, man. Like I turned off the radio. Like I was just a grown ass man in my car driving and crying. Like,
bro,
I was just it was weird because I wasn't uncomfortable because I felt like it was appropriate.
Yeah, no, it made sense. This is one of
if somebody sees me cry, they probably are like, oh, they already know what's going on. Probably. But similar to you, Pat, that was on Sunday. Past Monday, I didn't want to think or just have that energy around me, and not for any particular negative reasons, but it took me back to when Nipsey died last year, and that was hard on me. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was experiencing, I'm a fan of this guy. Like I was in that for a while, and I'm like, nah, like I'm not trying to be put back in that position again. And but I also spent a lot of time, though I wasn't really paying attention to media, just kind of thinking about my life, because I'm like, we grew up with Kobe, like I think Kobe, I could basically think of so many periods of my life. And it came to a point where I was never the biggest Kobe fan, by the way. I was not a Laker fan, by the way. But it got to a point, probably season 14, 15, I started saying, damn, this nigga still play hard. Like, he's still nice. Like, I just started and that's when I started to develop like a respect, because you get a certain season and you still boiling on all these little young niggas. I'm like, all right.
Nah, man. To me,
this dude is nuts. This dude is crazy.
Even his retirement game, when he dropped that 60, I've never had more respect for a player that I actually detested for so long.
He went out just like his reputation. Is. And I also thought about like all the people that I knew that were like big Kobe fans and big Kobe lovers, and like my sister is a huge Kobe fan. I could tell she was taking it kind of hard, like just in little group chats when we sent stuff. I could tell she couldn't believe. So that was just too sad, and I didn't really want that around me. But it's weird because it's gonna sound very like whack, corny, and cliche, but also a lot of the things he represented, he stood for, and I actually started to see that he stood for, because like I said, I wasn't a big fan, but naturally I start to like people in their retirement. Because you just miss them. I'm no longer watching you compete. You're a talented athlete, but just maximizing everything, in everything, whatever you're doing. That's something I'm trying to apply in my life, not half-assing anything you do, whether it's something that is is a dreamer, but you know, if it has your name on it, it has to have some kind of quality, respect, you know, and that's kind of how I've wanted to be, and he kind of represented that whole lot. And also another part with the daughter. Mad long. I'm sorry. I'm a huge basketball fan.
Listen, I was gonna say I expected you to have a lot more on this than me.
I've been paying attention. So I've been seeing Kobe with his daughter a lot at games. I watch a lot of games, and I saw him at the Laker game versus the Hawks when he was there with his daughter. The Dallas game, he was there with his daughter, and then the video, they always show the video of him at the Nets game. I remember watching that one.
Yeah,
they flew out. It was Atlanta versus the Nets. His daughter was a huge Trae Young fan, and he was just there, and I was just like, damn, she like, you know, I've seen clips of her. I love watching these dudes' kids come up. Like, you know, Steph Curry is a child of a ball player. It's like watching him, you know, come up in the. So that's how I view it, and I've been seeing his daughter, and I'm like, yo, she looked like him. Like she looked like she has no fear in her heart. Like, you know, so. It's just it was a sad situation, man. And then he just seemed like a dude that would never die.
That's really what it was. I really felt like, what is the world without Kobe?
Man, I was like, damn, we really can't be immortal, man. Like what?
Like if anybody I thought was gonna last forever, you know what I mean?
It's this guy.
It's this guy.
He gonna fight death to the end. So,
and like, you know, it was that for me. It was also the fact that, like, even the way he retired, like when he retired, he was on the same team pretty much almost his entire career. Was he on any other team?
No.
I think he was on the Lakers from day one to the end.
I mean, draft night, he got drafted by the Hornets, but he got traded.
Yeah. So it's like one of those things where it's like this was the end of an era too, because there are not many players staying on the same team forever.
And it's so crazy because you also just saw the respect that he got, and the weirdest thing. LeBron passed him the night before on the scoring.
I heard about that.
On the scoring list, he became third and moved Kobe to fourth. But after that game, weird. So before he died, before we was on that phone call, I'm at the gym and I'm listening to the post interview that LeBron did. If y'all haven't listened to that, I do think y'all should listen to this and listen to it and know that came the day before Kobe died. Yeah. And just kind of him. It painted a picture for me because us as fans, we've always wanted this rivalry between those two and everything. Yep. But in what LeBron was saying, it kind of painted that he admired him. You know, like he totally admired him, seeing this guy as everything that I want to be. Yeah, you know, and I guess that it showed in that 5 minute, like he went on, like it wasn't, they asked him one question and he went on 5 minutes talking about this guy. You know, it just kind of showed, and hearing what Wade had to say about him. You know, he's just it was something that I'm not looking for none of these. I'm not looking forward to none of these deaths again.
Yeah, you know, it's like as you get older, death starts becoming a real thing for you. You know what I mean? Like we're a little older and now, you know, than we were.
Nah, it's close. It's close. You start to meet people that are getting these illnesses and sicknesses that might be close to you. You're like, what? Like,
and you're just sitting back like you're supposed to be here.
You know what I mean? You know, so I mean, don't take this shit for granted.
So my uncle, he said when he heard it, instantly, he's a tough guy. You know what I mean? Shout out to Uncle Jew, man. He's a tough guy, strong, military, always, you know what I mean, ready for whatever. And he said he started crying. He said he had to take a shower because he felt like
he wants to hide his tears. With the rest of the
water. He's like if my whole body wet, I'm not really crying. You know? That was his. That's such a man mentality. If my whole body wet, am I really crying though? So he cried in the shower, son, and he came over. Right after that, and I remember his eyes was red, and we was just like, yo, we gotta drink. You know what I mean? We gotta drink to this man. So it was one of those situations where it was just like and it's like, again, you just don't know until they're gone that you're just like, damn, like I really respected this man, and this was a big deal.
And we make fun of the WNBA all the time, you know, and he was going to be a part of that just due to, you know, his daughter's involvement. Her having his name would have been a big part of that.
Yep.
So that would have taken the WNBA. And I mean, maybe somebody would have come before her that just happened to be a mega superstar. But that would have definitely put a lot more eyes on that brand, with that Bryant name attached to it. So,
Yeah, I didn't I didn't know his daughter well. I didn't know his connection with his daughter that well. I mean, I'm assuming it's his daughter. So
it was fairly new. Kobe not a social person. So
I never.
It's fairly new where he just started stepping out.
Yeah. I didn't know Kobe to be too sociable. I knew him more so on the courts and few little things he'd said here and there. And just one thing I just remember always hearing from him or knowing about him was just hard work. Like that story he gave where he was in the gym like an hour before. I forgot who came in. Who was it that came in? Do you remember the story? He was in the gym like an hour before somebody came in.
One
that
of
was
his
a star.
teammates.
No, it was somebody from the other team that was a star at the time. And then he just kept working out. Dude worked out for 3 hours. They were on the gym, on the floor. And then he said the dude left, and Kobe was still. He said he was there an hour before me. He probably left an hour and a half after me. And then after their game, they lost. He talked to Kobe, and Kobe was on some. I stayed in there till after you on purpose, so you could see something. So you know what I mean? He did that on purpose.
There's plenty of those stories.
Like that kind of you know what it is. That kind of ferocity. Yeah. That's what I love. Yeah. Like that. I'm a competitive person in that nature. Like. It doesn't got to be negative. Yeah. It could just be like, yo, it's me and it's you and it's me. And I respect people like that. Like I always say, I like my rappers with the confidence of like I heard Pop Smoke just recently said he's the new age DMX. And that's a drag. That's a drag. But I want you to say shit like that. Like that's what I want. That's how I want my rappers super confident. I like when they.
You can say all that, but you gotta put them hours.
Oh no, of course,
way more than
more
than the talking part.
Exactly, I agree. But still, I like if the talk coming, if the work coming in too, I respect it.
I prefer the work than the actual talk.
Of course, but my thing was Kobe talked that talk and did it. You know what I mean? And he was a man that lived those words. That's what I was trying to say. Like Pop talking it, Kobe was living it, and I love that. You know what I mean?
I mean. If anything we should take for this man's life, man, if you just feeling like you don't have any more to give, you got a little bit more to give in whatever you try and do,
That's true.
You're not doing enough. I ain't doing enough. You could always put a little bit more. So
and that's exactly what I'm with. I'm with the energy of like, yo, like if it's one thing I've been getting into, in recent years is the concept of like, you could always be better.
Yeah.
No matter what it is you're doing, no matter what it and it don't even gotta be like it could just be like I always say this: if you're taking pictures and you know what I mean, what is the picture when you see a picture that you like this is fly, try to emulate that. Try to, or if you wearing a jeans whatever and you like damn I don't like the way this fit on me, work so that it you know what I mean you get better so it can fit the way you want. I just recently read an article that was saying that they're trying to take away fitness tests in Cali because of the fact that they want to lower body shaming and they want to lower kids being thinking. I'm like, is this where we at? Like, are we at a place where it's like instead of telling people do better and be better and work harder and become better,
like gym class?
Yes, bro. They're trying to take that away from kids because they want to. I'm like, so we gonna lower the bar?
Yo, I already knew something was wrong when y'all took away Christmas, but whatever.
Like, you know what I mean? Like y'all dead ass. Like you trying to tell me
what?
Instead of telling the kid to do a pull up.
When you said fitness, I didn't even register. I was like, bro, what are you talking about? Gym class?
Yes, they're trying they're trying to take away fitness tests to lower body shaming. And I'm like, are y'all like? So you trying to tell me instead of telling
but what
kids
are you gonna tell the doctor? Like what?
Like I didn't even get that far. I just thought of it ideology based. Y'all really can't let people set this standard of not to feel bad, lower the bar.
And it's cool to get made fun of.
Bro,
step your jokes up.
Roasting created me.
Step your jokes up, nigga. Or just get roasted. Like it's cool. Sometimes you're gonna be the butt of the jokes,
bro. And you know what? There's nothing better than a person that can self-deprecate positively.
Yeah,
like
man.
don't self-deprecate too much. I do that sometimes. But I self-deprecate, about myself a little too much, and it turns into self-loathing almost. You don't want to do that. But you should be able to laugh at
Nah,
yourself.
you can laugh at yourself.
You know what I mean? And I felt like when I heard that article, I'm like, this is like the anti-Kobe article.
Yeah.
Like, this is exactly the opposite of Kobe's legacy. Yeah. Kobe would have been like, no, hit that gym and make sure you're working twice as hard as the rest of these kids.
I think we're just in very, 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 very confused times. I'm not going to lie. There is no instructions of how to do anything.
Yeah.
There is no instructions of the approach of doing anything. And there has never been, but now there is always this outrage that comes with how you do something.
It's because we're trying to make everybody happy. Like, the concept, the new market is everything is okay.
Yeah, but that gets messed up because you don't know who to listen to.
My thing is this. Not everybody's gonna be happy.
Yeah.
Not everybody's gonna be okay. I saw a meme that was like, "Oh, don't acne shame. You're beautiful too." To a girl with a whole bunch of acne. I'm like, okay, I get it. You shouldn't make fun of someone with acne if they can't help it. Mm-hmm. But let's not act like you're beautiful too. I'm like, nobody aspires to have acne. Yeah. That's not a real thing. Mm-hmm. This isn't real. Stop pretending these are real things. Mm-hmm. I'm like, come on, like. We got to get to a point in my eyes where it's like, yo, obesity is not okay.
And
like, I'm not saying you should hate yourself, but you should better yourself. Like, don't accept.
I mean, I feel like we could preach the two of you could love yourself, but you could also do something that helps improve the situation.
Exactly.
You know, taking the approach of ignoring an issue. And that's
not a long-term solution. That's not. We can't just be like.
We could tell a crackhead to, at the end of the day, love yourself, but I think we need to tell you stop smoking some fucking crack.
Like,
you know?
I mean, something needs to happen. I don't know. I just remember reading that article and being like, Kobe would be ashamed right now if he saw this.
But with Kobe, there've come plenty of conversations. Mm-hmm, and recently the Gayle King interview with Lisa Leslie.
Yes. Quite wild.
For myself, I know I saw a clip of. Mm-hmm. Did you see the whole interview?
No, I saw the clip.
I wanted to check the whole interview because this for all you listeners, this is the story that's been going around past the past few days with Lisa Leslie speaking to Gayle King and Gayle King asking her about Kobe Bryant's alleged rape charge,
how she feels about it,
accusations, and how she felt about it.
I wanted to give a little background because Gayle came out and put out. I don't know if you saw her talking on Twitter or wherever she put out that video.
I saw this.
And I listened to what she said, and she said that there was a lot in that interview, and they decided the network decided to push just this one part because it was the most controversial. I guess it's the one that would get the most eyes on it. Yeah. And she felt like it undermined the entire interview, which I could appreciate. I could appreciate her saying that. But if you heard what she asked, the problem with what I had with when she asked it was when Lisa Leslie, WNBA star, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just make.
The only woman to ever dunk a basketball.
You dead ass?
Nah.
I'm about to say, I feel like I've seen a couple. I don't know. I don't watch, but I feel like. But she, sexist asshole.
Man, I fuck with Lisa.
No, I'm just playing, man. I just
spin move. Yo, we used to be mad impressed with her dunking the ball back in the day.
So, I mean, listen, man. Listen,
I
if it's not the norm, you got to admit when it's extraordinary, So when I was watching the interview, is one thing I noticed when I was watching the clip. It's one thing I noticed. She asked Lisa Leslie the question, and the reason she said she asked the question was to like put a button on it.
Yeah.
She kind of saw it as I'm closing this sector.
Yeah.
Two things wrong with that. One, bad timing, obviously. Mm-hmm. This is not the time to be closing the button on a rape case from, 15 years ago? Mm-hmm. This we had all, and Lisa Leslie said this.
She said that.
She said, we've had all these years to ask him. You're not going to now start bringing it up when he's dead.
When he's dead.
And the other problem I had with it was when she asked the question in the clip, Lisa said,
he doesn't come off that way.
She goes,
you wouldn't know. Yeah.
And then the next thing she said was when she said, well, it was already put in court. It was, it was sent out, dismissed, whatever it was. Yeah. It was dropped. And she said, oh, well, just so you know, the witness wouldn't take the stand. So it was dropped. It was dropped because she wouldn't take the stand. I'm like, what is the narrative you're pushing now? Yeah. Because you could have just left it at that. Yeah. Because the truth of the matter is, the reason why the witness got dropped was because the person that said he had raped her she was bragging at a party after the fact that she got Kobe. Mm-hmm. She was bragging about it. They had witnesses against that. Then they had, she had
samples.
She had too many semens. Yeah. You know what I mean? In the samples. So then they had that. The prosecution dropped it because they were like, we don't have a case. Yeah. This doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. I think Kobe still paid out, but it didn't make sense to even. So it's like you didn't bring none of that up. You didn't preface it with none of that, but you made sure to say, oh, it was dropped. It wasn't like he went to trial. Yeah. It was dropped. It was like you're pushing a narrative when you say that. Yeah. Don't pretend like you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I was. So the podcaster in me wanted to ride with Gail because as somebody that is, you speaking and putting content out, or you're trying, because at the end of the day, an interview is a show. Yeah, it's some form of entertainment that we go informative entertainment. Let's say. Yes. But when I did go back on that clip, that part where she said you wouldn't know. That was when you're
what you're doing here.
You're trying to create something real spicy. Yes. And that's when I had to kind of fall back on. I'm like, okay, you're wrong, and we need to kind of learn to stop doing this.
Yeah,
We didn't have that energy for Kobe while he was alive.
Exactly.
And like I said, I'm gonna say maybe this is the toxic male part of me. Mm-hmm. I apologize if it is. But I remember, like I said, I was never a Kobe fan. But I remember when that case occurred, like, I was like, yo, he didn't do it. Like, I was riding with it. I was like, yo, this just don't sound like, but as a man,
there was too much
you're not supposed to say, yo, this doesn't sound, because you never know where it comes from.
You're not allowed to. Yeah. You're not allowed that right to speak. But also,
I do feel like, you still have to judge people's consistent patterns.
Yeah.
It's not something that came up later on in the past. It wasn't something that came up, later on in the future. It's not something that was there in his past.
Exactly.
So I was like, at the end of the day, you still have to give he wasn't charged. So we have to give that man the benefit of the doubt at that point. We can't just believe one side of the story.
I'm like, guys, so if the courts exonerated him, or even if they didn't exonerate him, but it was dropped, it's like, at what point do we, you know what I mean? So 50 Cent said something that made sense to me, where he was like, so what is the purpose of this? Yeah. What exactly are you doing? Is this justice or revenge? Mm-hmm. And I remember going, 50 dropping a gem right now. Yeah. He sounded like he's spitting bars, because I didn't understand. I was saying the same thing. I'm like, I don't understand. If the system got this out of there, what more do you want from this situation? Now, my other thing with it is more so like, I was looking at it from the perspective you said. As a podcaster, journalistic integrity. Yeah. You got to look at it like sometimes you got to ask the hard questions. Yeah. And I can concur with that. Like, you got to ask those hard questions. Yeah. There's going to be times where people are not going to want to hear certain parts. And from a journalist or an interviewer's perspective, you got to ask that hard question. Respect it. But you ask that question without leading.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, I know myself. With this communication thing, with speaking and podcasting and listening back to the way I speak, listening to my voice, listening to my tone, I've learned where my weaknesses are and where people's weaknesses are in speaking.
What audience do you think she was going after with question like that?
Me Too.
You're trying to Me Too a dead man that just died with his daughter in a helicopter?
They got Michael. They got Michael to fuck up out of there if they could. They tried.
Michael didn't die in a helicopter with his daughter in his arms, probably. What?
Listen, I get it, but
a week ago. What?
No, you're right. But it was just as tragic.
That's crazy.
You're right. My thing was this: is like, I just felt like it was manipulative.
Yeah.
Because it was like, you're acting like you're not pushing something, but you are. Mm-hmm. And the other thing is, Like for instance, with the Michael thing, like to bring that up, and Oprah, like I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on with Oprah, but her energy lately. You better not never have ever done anything wrong in your life with the energy you're bringing out right now. I need your life to be perfect because you're slamming people for things that I'm like, this is why are you so mad, and particularly at black men? Yeah. It's like Oprah's always kind of had that too, though.
Oprah has, I'm not gonna say, I don't want to add her to this name, but like that. Sometimes she comes off as like the Bill Cosby, and pull up your pants approach. Like to and I've never really been the biggest Oprah fan, but she's black, she's a billionaire. I'm always root for you over anybody else.
Exactly.
But at the same time, I remember when we talked about the MJ. I was again. I'm like, I'm not really messing with this. The man is dead,
and I remember
these people are lying. Like, what are we doing here?
And this is my thing. I remember you said you wasn't gonna watch it, and I actually was the one that said I was. Yeah. And the only reason I said I was gonna watch it was based on that journalistic integrity thing. Yeah. I can't sit here and say I'm a podcaster and say I'm a person that loves to listen to information, and there's information out there, whether true or not, and I'm deciding to just not see it at all.
Oh no,
I didn't want to do that.
Everything about it said bogus.
You're right,
bogus,
and I agree with you. But I'm like, you know what? And I'm gonna decide for myself.
Yeah, that's what I wasn't interested. I'm like, I'm not gonna be one of these people that give you views, that give you everything you need.
You're right.
Well, I'm not interested.
After watching it, I 100% agree with you. But I still feel like I needed to see that to know myself. Like, I'm one of those people.
I'm like, first of all, this man been dead for 10 years.
Like
what are we trying to get out of this?
What are we about to do? Like, what? And that's when the 50 Cent question gets asked. What is the end game here? Like, what is the purpose? And it's like, you know what the problem I'm having is, there's enough. We don't need any more bad press on black men.
How? Okay.
Like, we don't need
this was another thing though. The conversation of the Gayle thing.
Yeah.
Like, not only her question, but then the conversation that came around it, or the circus that came around it. Snoop Dogg getting.
I didn't like that
all the way.
I didn't like that.
Snoop
I wasn't with it.
Her all the way.
Nah.
Weinstein, their relationship with Weinstein.
Like, when is anyone going to? What is with this man Weinstein?
So
when is anyone going to shit on this man?
I was told by a black woman, some black women, that at the end of the day, yes, we could complain about Weinstein, but these people are our own black. So I guess that's why the conversation is within, black people and not a white guy. Basically, it's saying, which doesn't really make any sense with Michael Jackson to me, or Kobe, that black women black women get raped by black men. I haven't done the research on this. But
okay.
I'm sure we're around
more than likely.
So more than likely. So they're saying that's why that conversation with these women is kind of closer to black men.
Yeah, and my problem is this though: if only black ears could hear this for some reason, if white people for some reason if it was at a frequency that white people could not hear, and only the blacks could get this information, fine, I'll be with that. It's like I have problems with certain things, and I've had problems with certain things in Haitian culture, being Haitian, but I'm not going to have that conversation with non-Haitian people. Yeah. Like, when we want to get into details of that, I'll talk to other Haitians. Yeah. Certain things got to stay amongst us. Yeah. Because I don't need to make my people look worse or bad. That's my problems. Those are my individual issues. As far as everybody's concerned, fuck y'all. I love y'all. I love Haitians. But when it comes to my people, I'm going to tell y'all the details. And I feel like that's the problem. The problem is, the story is getting out to the white media, and the white media is going, hey, look, they said it. We didn't say it this time. Yeah. Look at that. That's what they're doing.
They're being used as a tool.
Exactly. Just like Trump used Kanye. Yeah. Hey, look, he said, I'm a great guy.
I mean, I don't really think Snoop needed to take that approach. You know,
I just didn't like the dog face bitch thing. I'm like,
you don't gotta take that approach.
It was distasteful.
You can get your message sent appropriately, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Especially she wasn't even on that kind of energy. If she was on that kind of energy, then cool. She was trying to back off the heat and everything, bro. Like, relax. Or you can at least you can use words where she'll be like, I can see where he's coming from as a response. Because at the end of the day, she's getting hits on Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah,
she's seeing Snoop directly. You get everybody else. She's not really seeing directly. Snoop, you're the person that's representing all these people that you're basically the face of that. You know. So it's better you articulate your message better than just saying it like the rest of the people in the comments.
Exactly. And my thing is this: like, you gotta be, again. I'm gonna go right back to the black conversation. Mm-hmm. This is another black woman.
Yeah.
This is not like, we don't need to do that.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I feel about it. That's between us. You want to call somebody, you know, a black woman, a dog face bitch, all that stuff. Do that personally, whatever. I don't think you should do it at all.
Nah.
I don't think calling people out their name, especially to me, women. I think that's cowardly from a man. Mm-hmm. Personally, I don't see that. I mean, understand something. There's been a number of times in my life where a woman deserves the word bitch called in my eyes for a situation that has happened to me. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to go on the internet and do that. Yeah. You know what I mean? We got to have this fight between us. We're going to fix it between us. Yeah. But I don't feel like we should put that out there. Yeah. Because there's enough stereotypes. There's enough bad press on black women. We don't need to be, like, just like I don't need Gail coming at another black man for rape. I don't need a black man calling Gail a bitch. Like, we don't. Why are we doing this to ourselves?
Should we allow that? Should we allow that interview to occur with someone from another culture?
To talk about it?
Yeah.
No, in this particular circumstance, no one should have talked about it.
Do you think the response would have come a little bit different if it was a guy that asked that question, as opposed to Gail?
Do I think that if it was a man doing the interview, would it have come? Yeah, because it would have looked less like there was an agenda being pushed.
Nah. Same process of questions.
I get it, but what I'm saying is,
saying you wouldn't have known.
No, I get it, but it's the conflict of interest when you are a woman, when you are a black woman. Mm-hmm. It is the conflict of interest that I'm not saying that the agenda wouldn't have been the same. It just might not have been looked at that way. Mm-hmm. Like, because now it's like, oh, so you going to bat for women, whereas as a man, you're going to be looked at as, oh, you're dynamic, you're being, you're juxtaposing, you're thinking, because it's your own, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it will come more, it's like remember back in the days when Sin Santana said that black men treat Spanish women better than they do black women? Mm-hmm. I remember when she said that, I'm like, I could see exactly what the fuck she's talking about. Mm-hmm. I understood exactly what she was saying. You just shouldn't have said it being a Spanish woman. Mm-hmm. That's not the hill you die on, because the conflict of interest is you're Spanish. This isn't your fight. Mm-hmm. I don't think you do that. I think that another black woman would have been better saying that, because the message would have been taken differently because of the fact that it's a black woman. Mm-hmm. But you being Spanish, you just look like you boasting yourself up. Yeah. It's the same way this goes. Okay. It's like being a black woman. I think it just looks like you're of course they're gonna be like, oh, of course you're gonna down another black man, because there's that stereotype that black men don't date or don't care for black women, and then there's the stereotype in reverse where black women are always downing black men. Well, now you a black woman downing a dead superstar, and his kid died with him. It's just too much. If it was a man, I think the narrative would have been slightly different. I don't think it would have been as. Again, it still would have been distasteful. People still would have came at them. No, it's
with people's reaction.
No,
would they still be coming for? Would that person's neck be? Would they be coming for that person's neck? Is what I'm saying. Like,
I think at this time, anyone saying any slander against Kobe is going to be roasted. That's what I was like. No, you're right. At this time,
if you're leading on trying to accuse a dead man that just died in a helicopter last week,
that's
on fucking
my point.
Rape,
it's the timing. Come on, man. It's the timing. You're right.
And I thought the timing was bad. I just think a lot of timing is bad right now. I didn't watch the interview of one of the ladies who died on that same helicopter. Her husband did. I thought it was bad timing to do an interview. The dude, I heard it was a good interview, but the dude couldn't stop crying. Like, you know, like he. Yeah, she died the day before. I'm just like, yo, let's give these people their time. Yeah. I know people want to be entertained by things, but you know, people gotta live real lives out here.
Yeah, well, also I think they need to take. Like, that interview may not have been justified, but that person could take responsibility and be, maybe I shouldn't be in front of a camera.
Oh, yeah. Right now. And I mean, I definitely, like,
also that,
add that too.
Not to take from, you never want to down a grieving family member, but this might not be the time for you to talk on camera.
We doing interviews already? You know?
I'm not doing no interviews after. Like, think about this. That's not my family member. That's not my friend.
And you ain't even want to talk.
I didn't even want to talk about it, bro. I was like, I didn't even want to talk about it. I didn't want to talk to other. When the next day, when I remember it was Sunday, I went to like work. The next day I had like a PD, and people were trying to bring it up. I'm like, I'm not even.
Yeah,
so I'm good off that. I'm good off that. Thank you, but I don't want to talk about it. Like I just didn't.
After that month, I left it alone.
Yeah. So if I could do that, I think it would be in your best interest if other people did that. You know, but you know, I mean, outside of the conversation, R.I.P. to the GOAT. You know what I mean? Shouts out to Kobe, man. You will be missed. And, you know, like, just the other thing I don't want people to do, too, with this is, for me, one last thing is, don't stop leading your lives, or don't, like, start doing the, you know what I mean? Oh, you never know. I'm like, yeah, you do never know. And you should love the people, but love them anyway. Mm-hmm. Like, don't do the thing that because, you know, Kobe and his daughter passed, now everybody want to love each other. No. You should always love the people you're around. But at the end of the day, life gotta keep going. That's how terrorism works.
You
know
that's just a reminder.
Yeah, it's a reminder.
It's at the end of the day, we all take life for granted.
Exactly.
Because we wake up and breathe. So you see stuff like that happen, it really is a reminder. Like, yo, something simple as the person you live with, the people you live with, leaving your house every morning that you take for granted, you know?
Yeah.
You might not see that person later on. It's not
That's
something
true.
we all deal with.
That's
so
true.
I understand when people say all of that. They're not saying let's be fake forever.
Like that's my thing.
They're
like,
not saying let's be fake forever.
Then I remember this.
But it's just like, yo, at the end of the day, a lot of things in life that we do with ease is not something that we're thankful for, we're appreciative for. And, you know, right now that something is in front of us to kind of show us to be appreciative, take that time to appreciate
it. That's true.
Nah, I understand that.
Yeah, well, on a lighter note, because I didn't want to stay on this, I'm not gonna lie. I honestly didn't really want to talk about this. I'm gonna be real with you, but we had to. You know what I mean? Being, you know, so on a lighter note, if we're speaking about black couples and, you know what I mean? Black relationships. Son.
We talking about not one black couple.
No, but if we're speaking about the black man and female dynamic, if we're gonna talk about that, son, this Meek and Nikki situation. Did you
I mean, I saw the clips on Instagram.
Listen, I don't want to talk too long on it, right? Because it's, you know, gossipy shit, not really that big a deal. It's not for me, but I found this shit to be absolutely hilarious. I'm not gonna lie.
Shit is just embarrassing.
It's him, and you know what I thought to myself? I remember thinking, one, Meek, you're way too old. You're way too rich and too old to be acting like this. Because he was liking bad things people were saying about her husband for a minute. Y'all broke up. You gotta let that go. Like, and the thing I didn't like about it, I was like, yo, bro, like, you doing good. You got out of jail early. And you making more money than you really ever made for the most part. Like, this is the time when you start, you sound like you've been growing. Yeah. This is like it's like you're devolving with this. It's like you've been moving in a direction and this took you back. Because remember when Nikki and him broke up back in the days, it was just mad petty stuff. Yeah. He was always saying shit. Listen, you dated that woman. Don't come out your mouth now against her. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think that was cool. On the other hand, Nikki, you spend your whole career using the barbs to like comments they're saying about your enemies. You've done this too. You keep that same energy. You can't now get tight and then go saying stuff, because she was answering back to a like that somebody said about the Jimmy Jack. The shirt was from Jimmy Jack. So, like, then she went off. I'm like, you've liked stuff about Cardi, you know, insinuating Cardi was a bad mother. You've liked stuff your barbs have said on purpose. You know that's gonna get 600,000 views. That one like, you know someone's gonna see that. So you've done this too. Like, just keep the same energy. Like, I don't see the point.
I mean, I get that, but Meek is a little bit more personal to her than all those other people.
I get it, but if you're doing it to others and somebody do it to you,
Nikki, not shocking to me. Meek,
nah, that's true.
I'm very disappointed in Meek. I shouldn't be because I really don't think that much of Meek. First of all, I'm sorry.
I do not.
But he's a very emotional person, like extremely emotional. He knows how to. He's a rapper, so he knows how to word things very well and good on captions. But in reality, all of that is emotion. You know. You've been edging this dude and her man on for mad long. You have been.
Yeah, that's true.
They rolled up on you, or y'all rolled up on each other at the store. Keep that same energy. Bro.
That's true too. That's true too.
I judge you because I'm just like Nikki whack because you. First of all, you should not be amping up your man to be in beef.
That's true.
I'm not dating no girl that's amping me up to fight in beef. You know,
exactly.
That's fucking crazy,
son. You should not be putting me in harm's way.
But Meek, like, bro, like you over here, you're trying to represent something more. You're aligning yourself to Jay-Z's. You want to fight against prison reform. Fighting some dude that just came out of jail, like over some shit that really don't make no sense in front of no judge. Bro, you know, like that. Come on, man.
Meek, don't fight Big Zo.
Word,
okay?
Man.
Please, don't fight niggas named Big Zo. Please stop being around men named Big Zo.
He gotta fight him now, man. No, after roasting his jeans and all that other shit he did. You gotta fight this
Energy
man.
Gotta be kept. Energy gotta be kept.
You gotta fight this man.
Son, nah, Big Zo look like he gonna put something on me. I'm sorry, but to me, I always look at that situation like I'm a big Nicki music fan in general. Like, not even now lately is but I've always been a fan of the fact that she's just talented musically. But it's like it upsets me when I see people like Meek. When you hear his music and you hear his bars, you kind of know while he can make a song, he not the most intelligent motherfucker on the planet. His vocabulary is not too much.
But it's not even his music that does that. It be the shit like Meek, something happen, he'll throw in a caption, "Oh, we as a people, we gotta do." You know, he can't ever write a normal English, and he's always trying to represent. And that's where I talk about like the problem, like. Bruh, you either gonna be like a leader or you gonna be out here, you know.
That's true.
But
my thing was, it's more like with Meek. When I noticed during one thing, the major flaw that Drake showed in when he whooped Meek ass on the track is Meek's vocabulary. Yeah. Meek is lacking. Like we all thought he had bars, but then when we really listened, we was like, you don't really got bars like that. Like
was hearing the same bars 4 times.
You know what I mean? And it's just like, okay, there's a chink here too. And I feel like, so I don't expect certain things of Meek. But like when I hear someone that could rap like Nicki raps, like Nicki raps so dynamically, her bars be so like she be really going off. And so for me, I would expect someone with bars like that. Whenever I hear lyricists with bars like that, I expect a higher level of intelligence. Maybe I'm wrong. Apparently I'm wrong. Because Nicki in real life don't move like that.
Nah.
She don't move like the intelligent boss her music implies she is what I'm saying. So it's like, to me, it's like even with.
I mean, she could be that, but she could also be a narcissist.
No, she could. But what I'm saying is,
I think Nicki just moves like a narcissist.
No, she definitely moves like a narcissist. But it's like she's not. Even when you hear her speak, when I hear her speak about things, like I heard her in the Joe Budden interview, I heard her in other interviews. I don't get intelligent mogul. I don't get that vibe. Call me crazy. I don't get that.
I could still see her doing. When it comes to that, I'm not going to say I took away non-intelligent mogul either. Like, you know, people do their business in different ways.
No, and I'm not saying she's dumb. I'm just saying when I hear her speak, I would have expected more.
I didn't, especially now, Nicki can't make me expect nothing.
No. It's over
and that's why I'm talking about Meek. Because Meek is somebody that's trying to be a reformed man.
That's true.
And I'm just
that's
like, bruh.
You got to do better than
Nicki,
this.
I don't got no hope for you.
Like, it's quiet for me.
And and she's not standing on that. I'm trying to, Meek, you trying to do better. Like, we need you to, do that. You know,
exactly.
Don't be fighting hood booger niggas,
like,
man. Like,
don't fight Big Zoe. That's the moral of this to me. Stop fighting niggas named Big Zoe.
Big Zoe look like he missing some chromosomes.
Bro, I was like, this is a devolved man. Like, I looked at this man. I'm just like, you really about to fight this caveman? Stop, Meek. Stop. You gotta do better. Don't fight Big Zoe. Moral of the story: don't fight niggas named Big Zoe. And I wanted real quick. You saw the halftime show?
Yeah.
Just real quick. Why does everyone consider J-Lo an icon?
Not talent, but you know, sometimes you just being there early could say something, you know, and people's work ethic. Sometimes your work is gonna come before.
I got to know because the thing
she's not no amazing actress. She ain't no amazing singer.
She is super mediocre at everything she does.
She was there early. She represented for a certain group of people, you know. So for that reason, they gonna give you that icon.
I get it. I had to know because I don't get the icon title.
And she's a performer. That's what. I'll give her the performer. Nigga, she 50. Get the fuck out of here. Who you know that's 50? Let's do any of that shit she did.
All right. You right. I'll give you that. Because even now, I was like,
and even before 50, she was a performer.
All right.
Like she's been a performer.
No. She was a background dancer.
She ain't a great singer. Like, she's not a great actress, but she could perform.
I always just felt like, yo, for someone that's mediocre, we give this girl a lot of praise, and I just never understood it. Not to take from the fact that I did enjoy the halftime show. I will say that. I enjoyed it more than I expected to.
If people feel like you opened the door or gave recognition to people, hey,
you're gonna get that love.
You can be an icon of anything.
Yeah.
You can be an icon of your block, okay?
Okay. All right, Big Zoe.
Big Zoe.
Big Zoe,
icon somewhere in Brownsville, son.
Yo, son, somewhere not Queens. I think I say Queens, Southside.
Somewhere in Southside.
Somewhere in Southside. Somebody looking at Big Zoe like, salute, my nigga. And the really, you know, I wanted to kind of tangent off of the Meek, Nikki thing. So I've been having kind of this. So I guess I'm 31, turning 32.
Yeah.
And I guess we
got about 5 more minutes.
All right. So. And real quick then, I don't know if you run into this issue with women kind of like dating more so for like a resume, more so than for like in the high 20s.
I'm dating for a resume, or she's dating.
She is.
Nigga, that shit been happening for like years.
But it's like it's getting outlandish. Like, and you know what? Okay, so I want to preface this real quick with this. I am a father of 2. Mm-hmm. I have my son Mason and I have my daughter Aria. Okay.
I'm a father of none. I got myself.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So just to put that out there, and it's by 2 different women, and I am now realizing that it's the first time in my life that I'm not the eligible bachelor. Mm-hmm. Not to say that I'm even out here. I'm just saying like it's the first time I'm realizing I'm not the guy that.
You're not out here?
Nah, bro. I'm not out in these streets no more, baby. Know what I mean? Doing better out here. So it's like it's the first time I'm realizing I'm not the eligible bachelor I used to be. I'm not that guy, or I'm more of a statistic.
There's some chinks in your armor.
There's some chinks, you know what I mean? Back in the days, I was the potential of the world, and now I'm a nigga with 2 baby mamas. And I get that. But it's like I'm realizing like I had a conversation with somebody that I was speaking to, and it wasn't like a dating thing, it was a friend, or like seemed like a friend, but the way she was coming at me was kind of like, why are you like, she was coming into me as if like I'm really a statistic, like I'm a whole bum. And I'm like, yo, I'm soon to get my master's. You know what I mean? I'm currently teaching. Like I'm doing a lot of things. I'm not just sitting on my ass. You know what I mean? And I take care of my responsibilities as much as I can. Like there are things that are there things I could be irresponsible about? Yes. I'll keep that. I will own that. But at the end of the day, I'm more responsible in more ways and more facets of my life than ever before, and than more than a lot of people. And I realized, like, yo, this girl was dead talking to me like I was a whole bum out in these streets, and I'm just sitting here like, yo, so, when she's
talking to you like you're a bum because of your life situation.
Yeah, and when I looked at her, I'm like, you do realize when we speak, you enjoy the conversation. Like as friends, you're always very. Like, you're eager to speak to me. I'm like, you realize that resume that you're looking for may not in day-to-day life end up turning out to be what you wanted it to be.
Something I've realized, a lot of women say is, "Oh, I'm not talking to a guy with kids," and I'm like, a nigga with kids is usually always free. Like most of the time, the mother got the kids. Like why? I never understand why the girl has an issue. I mean, unless I'm like, what if there's no like baby mama drama or anything like that? Why would you be opposed to talking to a man with a child?
And my thing is more so this: you just need to. It's like anything. I've heard a lot of women are talking about like black men in the finance world and how they're super pompous, like they're dicks. And I know some of them, and they got that confidence level because at the end of the day, they are a finite resource.
Yeah,
they're not many of them.
Normal, yeah.
And I can respect that.
But I feel let's not do that because most people that are rare in anything kind of walk around with that cockiness.
Yeah, but it's like palpable with them from what I can hear.
Yeah, because there's some money in it. Man.
Yeah, and I get it, but it's like, there's so many women looking to get those men, but then you don't want that aspect of it because that aspect's coming too. You're gonna get the asshole with the money. Like I don't know. Like to me, when I see a woman with like very beautiful, big booty, all that stuff, I already have in my head things that probably gonna come with this woman because I already know what the world is telling you about yourself. So I don't expect to like get this very intellectual, interdynamic. I'm not saying you're not gonna be smart, but I'm saying that you probably gonna be up here thinking, and I'm gonna have to do certain. So it's like, why is it in the other end? Women are like, oh no, he's gonna have this resume, and he's also gonna be a humble, kind, God fearing. I'm like, bitch, what? What do you look? Who is this perfect man that you're searching for? Because I can't understand, and it's like, and I guess looking at myself and thinking to myself like, damn, maybe I'm just being biased because my situation not what it used to be. So it's like maybe that I gotta keep that in mind that the bias is in there. Yeah. But it's like I don't understand why women can, when it comes to dudes that are the statistic, they can look at those numbers and be like, that's bad. But then looking at the rich man, they don't see what's gonna come with that. Yeah. Like all these Me Too movement situations going on, I'm kind of running into a lot of roadblocks with that because I'm like, yo, rich men are always going to get pussy. I don't know why we acting like that's gonna stop.
Mean, at the end of the day, they want what they want, man, and that's just we don't got the answers.
I don't know, man. I guess I just had to bring this.
We don't got the answers for that,
bro. I was just so taken aback, but go ahead.
But I do feel like they have their resume, which they're entitled to, but there has to be some realistic approach to it. Just like I feel like men should have certain standards and certain things that they expect also. So they're not wrong in that, but at the end of the day, you gotta know, I'm dealing with a person that, okay, likes me or treats me well, respects me. This is in order, and this part's not in order. And you just gotta realize, what can I work with?
I don't know. I guess my dick got come with a bow tie on it now because it's about to be about his business. Because for me now, the way I see things is I got to live with you day to day. Because I'm literally looking for peace. Yeah. I'm not just looking for of course you got to have other things in order, but I got to get day to day, I got to be able to live with you. Because I'm going to be all right. Financially, I'm going to be all right. But the day to day, like dealing with someone that don't annoy the fuck out of you when you look at them like, stop talking. That's a big thing for me. Yeah. So it's like, that's what I'm looking for. But I don't know. I guess I just need to bring that up because I'm just, you know what I mean?
You out here going through it?
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm actually doing pretty good. I mean, I don't know. Speaking of doing pretty good, coming on some different platforms lately. Everybody, keep an eye out. Yeah. You know what I mean? Comment,
y'all seen our YouTube.
Listen, YouTube,
Spotify,
Apple Music.
Apple
Podcast. Apple Podcast coming soon. Coming soon. Everybody check for me, you know what I mean? My mixtape also dropping, you know what I mean?
Yeah, June 17th.
Know what I mean? Regular, you know what I mean?
You already heard it. That's what it's called.
Chain gang, you know what I mean? All that. Yeah. Nah, I'm not dropping a mixtape, guys. That was actually a joke. There's no mixtape coming. The dreads don't come with
Yo, Ghost Riders, hit me up.
Yeah, listen, son, I got the swag. I just need the bars, bro.
Ghost Riders, hit me up.
But,
all right, man.
Listen, man, we common folk, and we out. Yeah. We went over?
Probably.
No, because I timed it. We started around 50.